Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the inevitable reboot after the first series. Well, first it got bad, and then it got a little better with the animated film, but it didn't make a lot of money, so we're taken back to square one. A lot has been said about Michael Bay's connection to this film, and I want to say two things right off the bat. One, I've never understood the hatred for Michael Bay. His movies are fun, and yeah, that's about all they are, but not every film has to be Citizen Kane, and there's nothing wrong with films that commit themselves to being entertaining. I myself never had an issue with him as a director, and I think that a lot of people just hate him blindly, and they go into his films with negative intentions. The other thing I want to say is, goddammit, he didn't even direct this movie. It came out of his production studio. I suppose people think he directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake too, I guess. Anyway, this is another origin story, and the origin hasn't changed too much, except that now the Turtles' origin is more tied in with both April O'Neil and the Shredder. I heard a lot of negativity about this movie before seeing it, and I went in with some reservations based on what I heard. But what I have to say is, I didn't hate it. That's pretty much how I feel about this film. I didn't hate it. The movie gets some things right, it gets some things wrong, and overall, it's not awful. I mean, I have my issues, but it's a far cry above Secret of the Ooze or the third film. What it gets right mostly centers around the turtles themselves. Yes, they are kind of weird looking, but I suppose mutant, half-human, half-turtle creatures would be ugly as hell anyway. But the personalities are spot on, the banter they have is amusing. I also, shockingly, did not dislike Megan Fox's April. She seems like she might have taken an acting class or two since I last saw her in a movie, and she's pretty inoffensive in this film. What the film gets wrong is that while I enjoy the turtles in the film, there isn't enough of them. So much of the film focuses on April that it's practically her story rather than theirs. Now, I did say that I didn't mind her, but there's just too much of her character in this. The second part is that you can tell exactly what scenes were reshot and why. It seems clear to me that the villain Sax was supposed to be the guy in the Shredder suit, but someone involved with the production changed their mind at one point and they shot extra scenes with Sax talking to some random Japanese dude who is mostly seen in shadows. I guess he's the Shredder. I didn't even catch on to that right away, and I didn't really get what the deal was with the Shredder. He seems more like a robot than a person in a suit, but what I can say is that for the first time in a Turtles movie, the action scenes are really, really good. There's just not enough of them. So this film has a somewhat haphazard plot, a few plot holes caused by reshoots, and too much April O'Neil, but it is one of the best representations of its core characters that I've seen in a while. It's not really good, but like I said, I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. That being said, I'll score this one a 6 out of 10. And that ends ComicThon 3. I know the question, will there be a ComicThon 4? Of course, just not next year. I don't like to do the same thing twice in a row, but I hope you all enjoyed the feature, and I will see you next February with more reviews.